How to use a rosary for spiritual protection in your car and home. Let me tell you something bold. You are more protected than you think, and at the same time, far more vulnerable than you realize. Today, I'm going to show you how a simple object you might already have, your rosary, can become one of the most powerful protections in your car and your home. But before we get into the how, let me start with a story, a real one. About 3 years ago, a young man, Philip, was driving home late at night after visiting a friend. Empty roads, clear sky, nothing unusual. Then, out of nowhere, his car felt like it was pulled sideways, hard, like something slammed into the back wheel. He swerved, lost control for a second, and in those 2 seconds, those terrifying, slow-motion, gut-squeezing seconds, he said a quick prayer, "Mother Mary, protect me." When he regained control and finally pulled over, his hands were shaking, and then he saw it. His rosary, normally tucked in his cup holder, was wrapped tightly around the gear shift. It had never done that before. That moment changed how he viewed the rosary in his car, not as decor, not as superstition, but as a physical reminder of a real spiritual shield. If you're Catholic, or even Catholic curious, you've probably heard that the rosary is powerful, but most people never learn how to use it for protection, especially in everyday places where danger sneaks in quietly. The car, the front door, the bedrooms, the kids' backpacks, even your phone. Today, I'm breaking it all down. No fuzz, no superstition, just practical, battle-tested spiritual tools. The car. How to use a rosary for protection. 1. Hang a blessed rosary in your car. Let's be clear. The rosary isn't a magical charm, but a blessed rosary is a sacramental, meaning it's a physical object God uses to pour out grace. And when you place one in your car, you're doing 3 things without saying a single word. Inviting God into a space where danger is real. Asking Mary to intercede every time you turn the engine on. Declaring spiritually, "I belong to Christ and this vehicle is under His protection." People wear seatbelts for physical safety. A rosary is like a spiritual seatbelt. 2. Pray this 15-second prayer before driving. You don't need a full rosary, you don't need a long ritual. Just say, "Mary, surround this car with your protection." Jesus, guide my mind, my eyes, and my hands. This is short, powerful, repeatable, and yes, it changes the atmosphere instantly. 3. Use your rosary during road anxiety or sudden fear. When you feel panic creeping in, grab the cross of your rosary. Just the cross, nothing fancy. You'll be shocked how fast your heart rate comes down. Why? Because your body responds to what your soul already knows. You're not alone. The home, turning your space into a spiritual fortress. 4. Place a blessed rosary over your front door. This is one of the oldest Catholic traditions. Quiet, simple, and incredibly powerful. Why it works. It marks your home as a place belonging to God. It's a silent prayer at every entry point. It signals to spiritual darkness, not here. It's like installing a heavenly security system. 5. Keep a rosary under your pillow. Some people struggle with nightmares, spiritual heaviness, and anxiety at night. A rosary under your pillow is like bringing Mary into the room with you. I've done this for years, and nights I forget, I feel the difference. 6. Create a rosary anchor spot in your home. This doesn't need to be a Pinterest-worthy prayer space, just a clear, dedicated spot where your rosary lives. Why this matters? It builds a habit loop. It reminds your brain, this is a place of calm. It keeps prayer from becoming when I remember to part of the routine. Spiritual protection starts with spiritual consistency. 7. Pray a single decade when you feel unrest. You don't have to pray the whole thing. Sometimes 1 decade is all you need to reset the room. 1 decade can turn chaos into clarity. The spiritual science of why this works. When you use a rosary for protection, something powerful happens. Your mind, your body, and your soul align toward peace. Here's the real-world breakdown. Your mind focuses on something holy. Your body calms through touch. Your soul opens to grace. Your surroundings shift because prayer changes atmosphere. This isn't superstition. It's spiritual physics. If you've got a rosary sitting in a drawer, today's the day to put it to work. Hang it in your car. Place it in your home. Use it for peace, clarity, and protection. And if you've ever had your own rosary moment, a time you felt protected, drop it in the comments. Someone out there needs your story. Mary, protect us. Jesus, lead us. Amen.